Afternoon, folks. Welcome back to Three's In. Bobo here. So the other day, I received a private message from a fellow, William, and it kind of took my breath away, if you will. He had just viewed a presentation I made on bag rides, and he says, "Good morning, Bagman." Well, first of all, I'm thinking, where the hell did he get that from? And then as I read into it, it became clear. He says, "Bob, we never know what you're going to come up with, but you do entertain us. I enjoy your stories of humor that you were involved in. You are lucky to be alive." A little truth in that. "I would have enjoyed working with you or around you. You were serious about your job, but you could also enjoy yourself with others. You undoubtedly were a favorite with students. Your students will never forget you, and they are grateful to this day for your instruction. You helped many in your career achieve their dreams. You can be proud of your involvement in preparing the careers of so many. Thank you." Well, I was hesitant to make this video, I suppose, but I talked to William and asked him for permission, and he gracefully allowed me to do this. He captured the essence of what Three's In's all about. I have so many of these stories racing around in my mind, screaming to get out. "Bob, did you tell him about this? Hey, Bob, did you mention this? Oh, don't forget to tell him about that." Some days it just cracks me up. But the essence that I mentioned here earlier was I loved being a 38 IP. I loved being an instructor pilot. I loved instructing in the HC-130. I loved working with young people, asking them things to get them to think, to get you to think. Not just the rote, how many wheels are on a T-38? "Well, there's 3, sir, I think." That sort of crap. No, I want you to think about things. That way those things will stay with you when other things will drop off along the way. The other thing, I felt honored to have worked with you, and I feel privileged to be able to pass some of those lessons through this YouTube channel on to you. When I went through UPT in 1970-71, which is the thread I have, I had an IP that just made the experience so wonderful for us. He was conscientious. He was hard, but man, he was just so down to earth, and he was just a joy. And I feel an obligation to respect him and pass on the stories I've picked up along the way to you. And my objective is perhaps to give you some insight that will help you develop into a better pilot than I ever was. If I could do that and pass on some wisdom, some knowledge, some experience, and a couple of those don't do that's, then I've served my purpose here. The next message I got to him kind of cracked me up. He said, "My wife was in the kitchen when I was watching your knowledge presentation. I busted out laughing when you started talking about the applicant." You'll have to see the video to see what I mean. When you stated the applicant said he was just trying to share his knowledge, and then you followed up with, "He didn't know the square root of Foxtrot Alpha," then I lost it. Yes, Linda wanted to know what I was laughing about, so I backed the video up for her, and she laughed. As Larry the Cable Guy says, "I don't care who you are." Now that's funny. And flying is fun. It's a serious business. Don't mistake that. But there's a lot of fun in it. And there were days that sometimes I'd look at myself in the mirror or look at my IP or some guys I was flying with. Are we having fun yet? And sometimes we weren't. But when you look back at it, these experiences, perhaps that you're experiencing today, that we experienced yesterday, they're so precious. Be alive with them. Live them to the best you can. I am very appreciative of these two comments, and I'm humbled by them. So that being said, it's time for me to wipe the little tears away and get back to the task at hand. Coming up, I've got an experience that I had to tell you about. I don't know what I'm going to entitle. Oh, yeah. Let's make a right turn every once in a while. With that, this is Bobo Bass Gear. Stop.